Welcome back to the Power Up with Keith show as we continue with part 2 of Silence of a Man. Let's rejoin the discussion.
And I get that.
Yeah.
But what are just a few things a woman can do to make a man feel appreciated? To make her husband.
Make that man feel like he's a superhero, especially when he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Compliments.
Like, just
affirming.
make the man feel like he's the protector. Make the man affirmation. Let the man know that you appreciate. There's nothing worse. A man busts his ass to make stuff happen. And this is the worst. Everything gets met with a criticism. Mm-hmm. You questioning everything a cat, like, do you not, a true man wants to lead. I know the ladies don't want to hear this, but if you don't like it, you go to the word. I didn't make this up. This is what the Lord said. The Lord set this up like this.
Amen.
The Lord, then you got man. His job is to give us vision, give us instruction, right? We now take it, because you might not understand it. It's not for you to understand.
Right.
So if you married me or you're with me, I would hope that you would trust my judgment. Right?
Right. Correct.
Especially when I've exemplified it already. Right?
Right.
So I get my instruction. I'm rolling with it. I'm not saying that you just got to roll with everything I say. But some of the stuff I do may not be for your understanding, because women are coming from a different perspective. Women want protection. And they want to play everything safe. Mm-hmm. Well, certain guys don't operate like that. Especially the go-getters. We live dangerous. We're going to go to fight. You seen it. You seen the American Sniper. Mm-hmm. He didn't have to go back to fight. He didn't have to go back on that tour. He went back. He didn't even have to go back.
Yeah.
But he went back. He's a warrior.
Yeah.
You married a warrior. And that man may love you, but he's steady putting that armor on. He's telling you he loves you. He kissing you, because that's what makes him him. He loves you, but he's built for this. At the same time, he hugging you and kissing you, and he might be crying, but he packing that bag. He going to that fight. There's different kinds of fights. My fight, I'm a warrior. I'm going to the fight now. If you think you're going to stop me from doing what I do when it comes to the fight, you're not. You're with the wrong one. Look at it, like, I hate to put it like this, but let's look at the different breeds of dogs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Some are very aggressive. Mm-hmm. Some are very docile. Mm-hmm. Some dogs, some people are not even dogs, they're a wolf. I'm a wolf.
Gotcha.
You can tame a wolf, and the wolf looks like a dog.
But he ain't a dog.
But he's not a German Shepherd.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is a wolf. And what makes him a wolf? To go out and kill. That's what makes him a wolf versus a German Shepherd.
Gotcha.
That dog, that wolf needs to go out and kill something. Fresh blood. Mm-hmm. That's what makes him a wolf. Mm-hmm. So these women want these certain kinds of guys. I keep talking about it. I gotta say.
Yeah.
You know, I always throw it out. Kevin Samuels, man.
Oh Lord, do we
Peace
have
out
to?
Kevin.
Do
I mean, I hate to say it.
Tonight.
Some of the stuff he says is profound. It's the truth. It's brutal. He shouldn't have said it the way he said it. But a lot of it is true, and you know it's true.
Some
of it is true.
But most
Some
of it.
Some people want all these, want all this. Every woman's saying they want all these high value dudes. Mm-hmm. They want all this stuff. They're not even looking at what they bring to the table. Or are you even mentally prepared to even be with this guy? Do you know what it takes for a woman? Okay, here we go. You got a guy that goes out and get it. right? Most women don't truly understand what it takes to do that as a man of color. Like, you fighting it all the way around. You got the jealousy of your own people. You got the haters going on. You got people coming against you that don't look like you.
Yep.
You got two sets of standards that you're dealing with.
Yep.
You fighting all day to make this happen. You beating the odds. The odds are stacked against you. But somehow or another, the Lord has got his hand on you. He's with you when you're going into Canaan. He's with you. But you still have to fight the fight.
Correct.
You still fought the Amorites. You still fought the giants. Sometimes they got their tails whooped. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that if your wife, your woman can make you feel like you superhero, give them a compliment. Don't make no more room for somebody that nobody can give you a compliment more than your own people in the house.
You better say it. Say it again.
That goes both ways.
Thank
really.
you. And I was going to say that too. That goes so both ways.
It goes both ways. But what happens is when one check out, I'm going to tell you look at your wife and say, man, that looks good. She look pretty. But if she had a stank attitude, you won't say nothing. You just look. You like, okay, you looking good. Where you normally, before all that bad blood came about, you like, man, you looking good. You banging, girl. Where you going? Hell no, I'm going with you. What the hell's going on?
And see, that goes back to what I was saying.
And the woman gets like, what you talking about? That makes them feel good.
You're pursuing her. That's right.
Right. But if you done had a stank attitude and you didn't talk to me all kind of crazy, then I'm going to be like, I ain't saying nothing to you. I'm act like I don't see you.
When a man gets bored, Keith, when a man gets bored with his wife, let's just say she hasn't done anything wrong.
Right.
But he's gotten maybe visually bored. You know, she's not looking the way he wants her to look. Complacency. Maybe she's letting herself go a little bit, or maybe she's giving the children more attention than she's giving him, and he's a little bit frustrated.
Right.
What would you suggest a woman do?
Well, the man's going to usually say something about it.
Is he?
In most cases, they'll say it in their own way, depending on the individual.
Okay, how he going to say it?
I mean, everybody has their own way of communicating. That's why you got to understand your mate.
But for the women, give the women some examples of what he's going to say.
Well, hey, you know, if you see the man, you might need to pay attention to what he look at, like who he looks at on television.
I agree.
You look at a certain one and say you look. All right, let's just use it for an example. Say y'all looking at the Housewives of Atlanta. And there's one particular one you notice that he looks at the most. What is that he looking at about them? Is it their personality? Is how they talk, how they carry themselves, how they dress? Pay attention.
Yes.
Right? And guess what? Remember I said at the beginning, people are giving you the representative?
Yeah.
Like, you got to like go on and say, without being abrasive or mean or hurtful, it's important that y'all explore each other enough to know what to tell each other what each one of you like.
But see, that only
I
happens
like your hair like this. I like your hair like that. I don't like that. Like, all right, for instance, I'm about to get blown up for this. I know people going. I don't even want to
tread lightly, my brother.
Right. I myself like a lot of women like bald head guys. Or they like low haircuts. Like a lot of women would not like my hair like this. Right? They like low haircuts, bald heads, whatever. Some women like a lot of like bald head dudes with beards. That's the thing now, bald head with beard. All right, well, and everybody who knows me knows this, I particularly do not like braids.
Okay.
Do I think some braids look good on some women? Yes. Do I understand that sometimes you need to braid? You're on vacation, on a cruise, you don't be doing your hair every day? I get it. But
you're just not a fan of it.
I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's important that you let your mate know.
I agree. What you like.
What you like and you don't like. Right? Now, if you tell them this, and they don't care what you say, and just do what they want to do, that's them. They can do that. They don't. Okay. So, okay. What does the man say? What does the dude say? Well, you know, you don't even care about what I think. Like, you didn't even care. Like, I tried to tell you, you didn't care. So now, all right, what happens is you call it this, but I call it this.
What's that?
Laying a layer of brick.
Walls going up.
You start down here. You land on the first row. Okay? Let that go. Then something else. You lay another layer. Before you know it, the wall is up to here. Now you're peeking over. Something else happens. You do another layer. Before you know it, y'all are opposite sides. You can't even see one
each
another.
Other, right?
You can barely even hear each other.
Right.
That wall is up. And that's like the beginning. That's the end.
Yeah.
Because now you're not even, you're
not connecting on it
at all.
Yeah.
And I just want to say this. I understand this dynamics on both sides. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I just know more about the man side because I am a man.
That's right.
I'm divorced. So it lets you know I don't know something about the woman.
No.
You know what I mean? So I failed in an area. I failed in areas. I'm still learning. Mm-hmm. However, I think most of the things I've said, a lot of guys in my age bracket are guys that are like me. Mm-hmm. Would probably identify with.
I mean, I identify with a lot of things that you said just from, working with men myself, and then having had been married myself twice. But I will say this too, like I tell my clients all the time, you constantly have to die to self to be married. You cannot stay this self-centered, self-indulgent person and expect your marriage to be successful. Marriage is a blending of two people. People say, oh, it's two halves. No, it's two wholes that make a larger whole. Okay, it's two individual people that have childhood situations, perspectives, vision, desire, passion, dislikes, likes, and you have to learn to cultivate those two things into a lifestyle.
Right.
But the thing I can't say enough in just this topic alone is, and I saw somebody talk about this on IG and I was like, wow, that's so dead on. First and foremost, most relationships don't work because you chose poorly. Okay. You did not choose a significant, did not choose the right significant mate for your lifestyle.
That's right.
Okay.
That happens.
That's usually,
I'll say probably about 70-something%.
Absolutely.
Of the time.
That's 70% of it, 75% of it.
Right.
But the couples that found that person and they're both in love and they're both passionate and they're equally yoked and they have so much congruence, so much similarity, and then it falls apart, somewhere in there, the communication stopped, the pursuing and the affirming stopped. Even sometimes jealousy starts to happen,
Can we talk about that for a second?
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of shorts off this, man. A lot of reels. Do you realize I've talked to several prominent, successful men who had very beautiful wives and have been married I'm talking to people who have made it for years being married. Some that didn't. But you got to answer this question for me.
Oh, I have the answer too.
Why in the hell do your woman start to compete with the husband, and the husband's just doing everything he's doing to make the lifestyle for the family a certain way? Then all of a sudden you look up, your mate is competing with you. Almost like trying to prove their self-worth.
That's exactly what they're doing.
I figured I was on the right track.
It's a couple of things that happen.
It's all right to be Robin if you with Batman.
You seen the recent whole dialogue about Steph Curry and Aisha Curry? Some of the comments that she made, and they have just been at her.
Really?
So she came out in an interview and basically said that she never thought she would be a married woman with a bunch of kids. She wanted a career.
Right.
And she met Steph, she married Steph. Now, I totally get and understand that part of my life didn't turn out the way I expected it. But then she went a little bit further and started talking a little bit about not getting attention the way she used to get from men in the street, which a married woman really, I don't think should be talking like that in the first place. But when she went that step further, it just made it look like you're jealous of your husband. Like you are either jealous or ungrateful for the lifestyle that he's providing,
like
right?
He's getting.
But to your point about self-worth,
right?
When you are going through your own developmental stages, and your developmental stages may not at that time look as good as your mates.
Right.
So your mate is out here willing and dealing, getting the attention, you know, getting the notoriety, bringing in the bag. There's power in that, right?
Right.
There's favor in that.
Right.
Right. And there's a whole lot of options in that.
Right.
That person now has opened up a world that is allowing them to come through, and the mate a lot of times feels like I'm gonna get left behind. I'm not included, or I don't feel like I deserve it. So I literally had a client tell me one time, a couple, why does he even want me? Like, I'm not the best that he could get. Like she knew from a standard of status where he was and where she was.
Is that early on in a relationship or matriculated into that?
That kind of matriculated into maybe 3 to 5 years. Like I think for a lot of people, yeah, but I think a lot of people fall in love and they think, oh, it's going to be so great. It's going to be this, and then they're in marriage and they realize, oh, this is work. And then, please hear me when I say this. All of your traumas come out in marriage. I'm going to say it again. Your partner is going to trigger the stuff in you that is not fixed, that's not even identified sometimes yet. You got stuff going on from childhood that you are oblivious to or you don't know about. Right. Then you get married and the pressures of marriage, it naturally gets triggered and it comes out because research shows that you usually marry a person that reminds or reflects one of your parents. Your parents are your primary introduction into relationships, right? So if you had a tumultuous relationship with your mom, or you had a tumultuous relationship with your father, and now this person that you're married to is saying things or has nonverbals or has mimics behaviors, like, now here we go, right?
Triggers.
So what I'm getting at in saying all of this is this. That competitiveness is coming from a place of immaturity, low self-worth, fear, and intimidation. They also are afraid, oh, he's so great. Somebody, like I have never understood this, but I've heard women talk about it. They don't want their man to look good. They don't want him to be fit.
I've got female friends that said when they met, I got a female friend that we've been friends since 9th grade. And she said when she met, I introduced her to a person. And she said she was going to let him, he don't dress the best. And she said she said, Keith, don't you talk to him and tell him about how to dress. I'm going to let him put on them girl animals that he wear. And let him put on them Ernie and Bert shirts and let him, because if he start getting his swagger, somebody might try to take him.
And that's insecurity.
I'm like, what?
That's insecurity. I'm the type of person,
I'm like,
I don't want something nobody else wants.
I don't either.
I don't want something nobody else wants. And when I step into a room and people see me with my mate, I want them to at least be like, damn, that's a good looking couple. Or that's an attractive couple, right?
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. There have been times I've been out with my husband and I have seen women hit on him, or I have seen him, like we've been out at clubs and he's gone to the bar.
Right.
For some reason, white women love my husband. And they'll flirt and I sit from the room and I sit there and I giggle because I'm like, that's mine. Right. Like you like it, I love it, right?
Right.
But I think that comes from a level of self-love, self-worth, and being secure with yourself.
Right.
Right. And I also think too, to be fair, sometimes, not male or female, if they're the breadwinner, how do you handle your mate? Do you let them know this is my money? How are you talking to that person? Are you making that person feel like this is an inclusive, this is a joint situation? Or are you basically saying and modeling and doing things that makes that person feel like this is
part of it?
Yep.
It depends on dynamics. for instance, if the person is a business owner, the moves they make in the business is because they're getting, I get instruction, and I know some other people that get their instruction. You get an instruction from the Most High.
That's right.
And you making moves, and it don't even look logical.
Right.
But I know what I heard, and every time I've done it, it works. So if the person, you got to realize, women are by nature, they're trying to be secure,
stable.
They want to be stable. So sometimes the risk that some of us take will make your mate feel uncomfortable. So they're gonna. I used to see my mom do it with my dad. He would listen, but then he's still gonna make the final decision.
Right. Right.
Well, that's what I saw, so that's what I do.
But at least they had dialogue about it. They talked about it, and
they didn't.
And I tell clients this a lot of times.
Because if you're not informed enough about what's really going on,
that's true.
How are you going to even talk? You can't even, if you're not in it.
But sometimes all you need to do is just be an ear.
Right.
You know, sometimes your mate just wants to sit down and talk and brainstorm and throw ideas around. Like, I think one of the biggest mistakes a lot of couples make is they stop dreaming together. So when you're courting and you're dating and you're hot and heavy, you telling each other, I want to do this, yeah, baby, and I want to do that, and I'm gonna help you do this, and I'm gonna help you. But
yeah,
then
but
you
how do you get there?
But then you get
the
married.
Road to get to that.
Then you get married and you start. I never forget when me and my ex-husband got our first house, and he went out of his way. I had found the realtors and everything, and we went to closing. Everything went really, really well. When the keys were cut, he didn't want to give me a key, right? I wanted to show my parents the house. He was at work. So I went by. I was pregnant with our first child. I went by to pick the key up, and he was like, what you need a key for? Da, 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 da. Well, now, because of my training and understanding, it wasn't necessarily that he was trying to keep it from me. He had achieved something on his own, and he was afraid to let it go because maybe he struggled with lack. Maybe in his life he didn't think that, you know, and he clearly told everybody, I bought this house for Torre. I bought this house because I'm about to have a baby, blah, 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 blah. But when it came time to give the key over, the key had power. That power was, I did this. And I just slapped him on the head and was like, boy, give me that key, and snatched it and went on. But his first initial response was, well, what you did, you know, like trepidation, right? But at that age, I didn't have enough insight and understanding. Right. I'm just like, you know, and going about my business. So I'm saying that to say, like, sometimes we have got to remember that we are all here for the first time. Yeah. Everybody's having a human experience.
Right. We're learning along the way.
We're learning along the way. How do you show grace? How do you say, you know what, I don't understand this. Can you explain this to me? Right? Why do you feel this way? Or, you know, why is this happening this way? But unfortunately, once the communication shuts down, we start thinking, I. We stop thinking we or him or her. We're thinking just about ourselves. I tell clients all the time, if you can just slow down, and I am a praying woman, and pray first before the conversation. Pray first before the text. Now get the Holy Spirit back into your dialogue. Right. You know, stop trying to wing this and do this alone. Right. And get understanding through that, right? Because many a time we get into these, we start to assume.
Well, Torre, you know, there's a lot of times men, and I've heard it said many times, this one, and some of them do it. Some of them, that's why some of them, you hear the story of the men back in the day go to the store for a loaf of bread and never come back.
Yes. Yes.
Do you realize how prevalent that thought process is with a lot of men? Go, okay, you don't appreciate, no one appreciates me. The kids, the mate.
The dog.
Well, the dog will. The dog's gonna show you unconditional love. Sometimes you'll say, you know, because you fight on so many fronts.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you, that's where suicide comes in at. Man, I just want to be out of here.
I hear that a lot more now too.
telling you, I just want to be out of here. I'm done with all this.
And I've had clients tell me, it's not that I really want to die, but I just don't want to deal with this no more.
That's what I'm saying. Or either they'll be like, I'm out. I just walk away and just go get me. And you always see it. Usually the man will be greatly diminished from what he was when he was married. He'll just go into this dude might have a nice home, nice family, nice automobiles, keep themselves up, keep their hair cut. And then you'll see these guys, they'll like go just get like an apartment or get just something simple. They won't keep themselves up. And then their health goes down. And then all of a sudden you hear that they died. Had a heart attack, died. They be out of here. Because you know why? You have to have the feeling that you matter, that someone's counting on you, that they love you and need you.
Yeah.
If you don't feel that anymore, then what am I doing? What are we doing?
What are we doing? All right, here's the last question.
Okay.
What changes do you believe women should make once they feel their partner has begun to check out?
We already talked about affirmation. Try to have a dialogue.
How would you want a woman?
How
would you want a woman to come to you to start a dialogue, to have a conversation?
First of all, consider what I've already told you. The problem was some of the basic problems were in the very beginning, and take some accountability for it.
Do you ever hear apologies? You feel like women apologize?
Usually not, but
really?
They will with conditions.
So that's not a true apology, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, ladies, like if
mean,
you apologize
cases,
and then say, well, that happened because.
Right.
Or if you don't just truly from your heart say, I was wrong and I'm sorry and I didn't mean to hurt you, that's not a real apology.
My mom did something with my dad. I'm not going to say, but she never said it to him until he was gone and remarried or like with somebody else. But she used to always tell me, I should have fought for my husband, and I shouldn't have done what I did. I hate that I did that.
Wow.
Like, it was like she didn't get no. They were going through their issues, and then he had left, and then she had the locks changed because he was gone for.
It's so funny how little small things like that.
And she's like, "No, you ain't just go. You can go off doing what you want to do, then come back." So she changed locks. Well, she used to say this to me all this before she died. I should have never done that. And the reason why they were having one of the main issues, they was having the issues. She's like, I shouldn't have done that either. And if I could do it all again, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have done that, and I would have fought for him. But now it's too late because they're gone.
Yeah.
So why let it get to that point?
Yeah. Pride.
I was just about to say it. I was about to say pride.
It is.
Like, everybody got to let their pride go, and like just get down to where the root of the problem is.
Yes. And
have a dialogue, and like be real, like serious about what the person. Don't take what the other person says for granted.
That's
like,
right.
If I tell you something, look, nobody can tell me how I feel. If I tell you how I feel, you just made that up. No, I didn't just make this. This is how I feel. Oh, you playing the victim. No, I'm not playing the victim. Oh, now you trying to change. No, this is how I feel. Even though you may not agree with it.
And that's why I said at the very beginning, if he says things that you don't agree with, it doesn't mean it's not true. And I tell
because that's how they feel. It's their reality.
That's right. It's their reality.
It may not even be accurate the way you're looking at it from your lens, but from their lens, this is how they feel.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You can't discount that. So I'm gonna tell you what happens, and this is gonna be the short story. You do this, you do this, you do this, and the dude keeps trying with this and this, and they try to talk about it. And then after a while, they go in the cave. And once they get in the cave, they get in there and they start processing. Right? That's a dangerous place. Idle mind is the devil's playground.
Yes.
That's a dangerous place to be in the cave without your mate. Then you start building the wall on the front of the cave. Now some dudes stay and be there and become that dude.
Right.
Several kinds of guys. Some stay, had a whole other thing going on somewhere else.
Right.
Forever. And they never go it out.
Yep. I've had men tell me that.
And they said they not.
Yep.
Ever.
Yep.
That's just what they're going to do. That's like their, I guess that's like their, I don't know, that's their parachute. That's their emergency parachute.
Right.
And they're not going to relinquish their emergency parachute.
Right. Right.
So that means you never go all in on your relationship.
That's
because
right.
you got the emergency parachute.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to fully depend on your primary chute.
That's right.
But if you only have one chute, that chute's got to function correctly or you're going to die.
Correct.
But if you always know you have a backup, then you may not pay as much attention to your primary chute if you got a backup chute.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Then others, again, it depends on the guy. And others will stay and they just go into this emotional shell. And guess what? That's the terrible part. That's what a lot of women want.
Why you say that?
Oh, they want to beat you into submission to like, you just become you're my pet. Like
I can't wait to have the conversation for women.
Like some women, once they get them like that, that's what they like.
I
they
agree.
make all kind of movies.
I agree to an extent.
Look at Medea. Medea, look at the uncle. Look at a lot of shows. You see the old dude. The old dude be in the chair and with his remote. They all make fun of this guy. No, for real. Like this guy has no authority anymore. If you look at a lot of the shows that we grew up watching.
That's very true.
Just pay attention. If it's an older man, he might have been hell on wheels when he was young. But when he get old, that old woman, she talked to that old man. The old man sit there and take it. That old man sit there. All he got control over is that remote. And watching this game.
But also too, though, Keith, a lot of times that man has done so much.
Yes.
He has done a lot. And now
I hate to say
his punishment is...
Yes, but he probably was responding to some stuff that he was trying to get corrected on the front side.
Okay.
Yes, he handled it wrong. He might have made the wrong decision on how to fix it. Because remember, we're trying to fix stuff.
That's right.
Now, whether you patch it up right or patch it up wrong to you made a temporary fix.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
Correct.
But that woman gonna beat him across his head until he lay in the casket.
And with that
Look at how you laugh.
And with that being,
it's the truth.
It is.
It's the truth.
It
You've
is.
seen it.
I have.
You've seen people in your family.
Oh, I have.
Think
Absolutely.
about the family reunion. Think about Aunt so-and-so and Uncle so-and-so. You done heard the stories. Uncle so-and-so was something else in his day. Look at Uncle so-and-so when he get about 67 years old. That woman having a time of her life.
It's her turn.
Who outlived who?
The woman does.
You said that the women died. The women that are married the longest. The women die.
No. Women outlive men in marriage. They do, but this is the stat: married men outlive single men. Single women outlive married women. So I'm not saying that.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Single women, and basically what the statistics is showing is that a married man has more going for him and gets more time, attention. I'm not going to say attention, but basically what it's saying is
he gets more out of the marriage.
He gets a care. Yes, he gets more out of the marriage. The women are natural nurturers. Women are naturally sacrificing themselves. I'm not going to even necessarily say it's just about the man not pulling his weight or doing. Women like to bleed and sacrifice for relationships. And that's our fault. You need to have better boundaries. You need to say, I'm going on this trip. You need to say, you keeping the kids this weekend. I'm doing such and so. But most women have a badge of honor and say, oh, I will lay down and forgo myself so that the family, or so
Dr.
that...
Torre, what about us men who sacrifice and work like dogs and work timeless and didn't have sleep? And man, my whole 20s and 30s, man, I ain't have...
Keith, that's a very rare percentage of black men.
Man, I almost killed myself. I probably won't even live that long because I worked so hard.
If you look at the stats, most black women are, first of all, alone raising children. Let's be clear now. Let's not even take this into a whole nother segment. What I'm saying is you are a rarity. The way that you have been with your family and the way that you provide, that is a rarity. The average black woman is not, I forget what the stat is now for a black woman getting married. I think it's like
1 in 10. No, it ain't even that.
It ain't even, no.
They saying it's like
especially if you're talking about her marrying a black man. No, but neither here nor there.
Because that takes us back to our last conversation.
Statistics show
yes,
that married men live longer than single men, and single women live longer than married women. Okay, that's just a stat, and I think that has a lot to do with. And this is something I want to talk to the women about in the next conversation when we talk about where women are in this dialogue and how women check out and how women have affairs and all of that.
Because it goes on just as much.
Oh, absolutely. And I want to go down that road again. But I think what that really attests to is how women suffer in relationships and still try to hold on. Whereas once a man checks out emotionally, his body doesn't absorb the toxicity and the disease like a woman does.
Really?
Why do you think so many women get breast cancer? Why you think women... I think
it's the food.
I think it's the food, but I also think it's the way that we love. I think it's the way that we engage in relationships. Women put their whole hearts in them. When a man gets brokenhearted, he's brokenhearted and it is severe.
Right.
But a man can move on. A man is going to find a way
women move on.
You know how many women... I'm not going to bring that up. I'll put it like this. Not many women.
They move on with somebody else, but they still got that baggage. And you're going to get beat up for the last joker.
Women hold grudges and they don't let go. Women take life too seriously. And women like to fall on the sword. They like to fall on the sword. Oh, this is so horrible. I can't. Instead of get up and get out there and get your life.
Right.
That's one thing I thank God in heaven for my mama. My mama is a maverick. My mother is not like the typical woman, specifically in her genre, her age demographic, her generation. And one of the things she told me, she said, when you make your bed, you got to lay in it, but you decide when you get up and get moving. And one of the best pieces of advice she ever gave me, and ladies, I'm going to give y'all this for free. She said, stop getting caught up in sex. Have the sex, enjoy the sex, leave it in the bed. Get up and go be about your life. But women will just romanticize and make things so much bigger. You've gone out with a guy 3 times, he your man. How is that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ladies, we're going to have a conversation because we have been modeled.
Yeah, women weren't designed to be all over the place with all these different dudes.
We have it. And so that's why I tell women all the time, why are you trying to play a man's game? You weren't designed to play a man's game.
You're not designed for that.
And so when you play a man's game, you walking around with this broken heart and you walking around with all of these idiosyncrasies and anger because you
what they've proven goes on with your DNA and every time you have the exchange of fluids.
Yes. Absolutely.
That goes and stays with the woman is actually in her DNA.
Forever.
Yeah, forever.
Forever. We are receptors.
Proven.
We're receptors.
Yes.
So we take
and incubators.
We're receptors, incubators, and creators.
Right. That's right.
So what are you creating, right? But anyway,
that's deep stuff, man.
I commend you again for having the conversation and the dialogue with men. I thank you for the information. I do think that I'm gonna do a quick recap. So basically, when we're talking about men and emotional availability, once a man feels like he can't trust or he doesn't feel safe inside of a relationship, he's going to go inside himself. He's going to internalize. And when he internalizes, it looks like isolation, man cave, staying out late or coming home and not engaging in conversation and dialogue with the family. He might not even eat at the dinner table with the family no more. He's off to himself. When these things start to happen, ladies, the first and foremost thing that Keith was saying today is first take accountability. If you feel like your man won't talk to you, are you talkable?
Yes. If I can't talk to you, I'm not going to say anything to you.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you sit up here saying, he won't talk to me, he won't open up. Well, maybe you cut him off every time he starts to talk. Maybe you overtalk him. Maybe you criticize him. Maybe you focus on the wrong things when he's trying. So I meant to say that. But so many times women say things like, he won't talk to me anymore. He's shut down. And my response is, are you open enough for him to talk to?
And not all the time is he talking to somebody. He might not. Depends on the guy. Sometimes he's not talking to anybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll find somebody else to talk to. But some men don't talk to anybody. And that's really dangerous.
It is.
Because now they internalize stuff. And I'm telling you, that's why a lot of men be committing suicide. And that's why a lot of men get so depressed and they get in a bad place. It takes everything out of it. See, we're emotional like women. Like, that sounded. We're emotional.
You're a human
being.
We're
human.
You're a human being.
We just act out differently, but you can say some stuff that can hurt us, but you might not ever know it. But we heard it.
And I can't say I can't say this enough too. You cannot get mad. And I'm saying this because I did it. You can't get mad at a man doing dirt and not treating you right when he did it before you married him. So you chose wrong. You chose a man that you knew did not share the same value system, did not share the same moral code, but you thought marriage was going to change that. And it didn't. And now when he shows who he really is, you want to say, this isn't fair. I should know you chose poorly. Right? And so we can get that part of it fixed. Yeah. If we can get to that place of taking accountability for, I got to work on me, because why I keep choosing these men that are no good, then I won't have this dialogue and this conversation. So that's taking accountability. Like one of the main things I had to do when I divorced my first husband, I was having conversations with certain people and they were like, well, how are you culpable? I'm like, what do you mean? I did da-da-da. Yeah, but what did you allow? What did you tolerate? What did you turn your head to? What did you deny when you saw it? And I had to eat that. Because I dated the man 8 years before I married him. So I saw, but that naivete, that young mind, that young person, oh, we'll get married and things will change. Because all the married people I know, they don't do these type of things.
And that's a fairy tale. You've been living in your mind. See, girls are planning this stuff when they're little kids.
Yes.
They're playing with their little tea
dolls
set,
and stuff.
And with their dolls, when they got the Ken and Barbie, they're practicing marriage.
That's right.
They're practicing. We're out playing Tonka trucks, G.I. Joe, Kung Fu grip, fighting, playing football, tackling the street. They're doing dress rehearsal.
Yes.
In their mind, since there was a little bitty girl, they done already fantasized about what they want their family life to be like. And guess what? That's a fantasy.
That's right.
Most of the time it looks nothing like what reality is.
And the other thing too is to talk to women after they've been married a few years and they're like, oh my God, this is not what I thought this was going to be. And so you romanticized romance. You romanticized all the good stuff. You thought that marriage was going to be a perpetual first date. That ain't marriage.
That's like being hitting crack, getting that first high, and you keep chasing that same.
It's called a hedonic plateau.
They say once that's you'll never get that same high.
Never.
Because your body now has experienced it. So you never get. They're always chasing it. Same thing. That same high you get, the butterflies you get.
I tell
when
a
you
lot.
Get to meet the person and find out about them, and the feeling you got when you first see them. You're chasing that. I
tell a lot of clients, if you are not ready to grow, don't get married. Because that's what marriage is going to make you do. It's going to make you stretch. Like, people don't think when they first get married because, oh, they're so in love and I love the way he smells and the way he's tall and the way he walks and There are going to be some mornings you're going to look at him and be like, damn, that Negro's still breathing. Like, God dang, I still got to deal with this man. You're going to have mornings you're going to have months like that. And you got to deal with you because a lot of times he hadn't done anything. It's you going through something. And so you're projecting your anger, hurt onto this man rather than realizing, I got to clean up something with me. There's some stuff going on with me. I had a lady tell me one time, she and her husband had been married like 45, 50 years. And she said, I went through a period where I would wake up and roll over and look at him and be like, oh my God, he's still breathing.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe my ex-wife would think like that about she wanted my ass dead. She actually wanted my ass dead.
Part of life. It's part of life. If you ate chocolate cake morning, noon, and night, you're going to look at chocolate cake one day and it's going to stop looking decadent and rich and velvety. It's going to start looking like a stomach ache.
Right.
It's going to start looking like gas or indigestion or whatever. Like, that's just life. But we get so caught up in fantasy.
Torre, how many times we actually see these great, like, does that shit even exist?
What, great marriages?
Yeah, like, yeah. I know. I'm going to say it. There's a couple that I envy.
Who?
Corey Dutch and his wife.
I don't even know who that is.
Corey, if you're seeing this, I told you a million times. Him and his wife. Corey loves his wife, and she loves him. I don't live in their house. I don't know. But he tells me he loves her, and she loves him. I look at him on Facebook all the time. He always having a great time. And he tells me, man, I ain't never cheated on my wife. I ain't never thought about it. He said, one time we had some issues, and we discussed it. He could have had a problem, but she listened to him.
How long they been married?
As long as I would have been married if I had stayed with my first wife.
So they got married in their 20s?
Yep. Like he got married like me when he was like 24.
They chose well. They chose well.
So he's the same age he's 1 year younger than me, and they still married.
Chose well. And I
like
tell
30 years, something like that.
I tell my couples all the time too. When they first sit down in front of me and they're sad and upset, I'm like, you know how people have successful marriages? And they look at me like I just got this brilliant answer. And they're like, what? I said, because they want it to be successful. That's how you have a successful marriage. You got two people that both signed up and said, at all costs, I'm going to show up. And they show up. Marriage is two people coming together, working their stuff out together, supporting, loving, and sharing, and dying to self, becoming one. So letting go of idiosyncrasies, letting go of childhood trauma, letting go of fear, letting go of insecurity, and on and on. So we just wanted to basically come tonight and give you all some tools and some understanding so that you can start to have these conversations.
Yes.
Please schedule time with your mate to talk. If you don't know how to say something, text, email, make date night a necessity. Go on dates, you cannot expect your marriage to be successful if you don't invest in it. If you don't put time, money, energy, and attention, if you're not watering your marital garden, it is going to rot. So until next time, we thank you. We enjoyed it.
Man, this is good stuff, man. Told you it was going to be power pack. Hope we didn't offend anybody. We're doing everything in love. Thank you, everybody.
I enjoyed it. Have a good night.
Power up.
The Power Up with Keith Withrow Show is sponsored by Motor Coach Consulting International. Excellence in ground transportation.